Good morning, Cliff. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty
Well,
good.
good. So tell me about this car that you've got.
Well, it's a 1928 Whippet.
Uh-huh.
I bought it in the spring of 1953, so in the spring I've had it for 60 years.
60 years. Spring of what kind of spring was it? Like, or do you remember?
Don't remember, no.
Who did you buy it from?
I bought it off of a neighbor of ours. Only lived a mile away.
So now, did you walk there to buy it, or did
I
you?
think so, yes.
Yeah, but you drove it back.
Yep. Yep.
That's good. Now, was it in good shape then, or is it?
Yeah. That was the only car I had for 3 years. And so I bought it when I was 16, and when I was 19, then I bought another car.
Another car, but this.
And this was only a piece of junk back then, so no one gave you anything for it, so I just hung on to it.
Oh. Now, how much did you pay for it?
$65.
$65. That was a lot of money in '53.
I didn't have it.
I didn't have. I didn't have $65. I give them 35 or 40 at the time, and then when I was working in the summertime, I went and paid it off.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's good.
That was neighbors, though. You know.
That's, well, yeah.
And I can't remember at that time whether I paid $2 or $4 for a license plate. It was either one or the other. And of course, I didn't have any insurance. I didn't need any back then.
$2 or $4 for a license plate. My gosh.
That's what I paid for it then.
Well, do you remember how it felt when you went for your first drive? Like,
no.
because that must have been pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I had 3 older brothers, and they all had cars, so I had to have one too. So
oh, okay. All right. So it's part of the family, so to speak. So that was here in Bracebridge somewhere.
Yes. I grew up 2 miles from here.
Oh,
2
okay.
miles north of here. Yeah.
Okay. So this car has been in Bracebridge.
Yep. Nearly most of its life. Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So what year is it again?
1928.
1928. Okay. Well, listen. Why don't we go and take a look at this car?
All right.
Okay, here's this 1928 Whippet. Why don't we go and take a close look right at the front emblem? Cliff, you want to point that out?
Yeah, this is the Whippet dog.
Okay. And there's the, it looks like the original tag is still there.
Yeah, and this car, it's hard to see, but this car was built in Toronto.
Is that right? Oh yeah, that's right. You can see, it won't show up on the camera, but now you've obviously done some work on this thing.
Oh yeah, it was all repainted 4 years ago.
Okay.
There's still lots of things that can still be done on it, but
Like what?
well,
I mean, it looks in perfect condition
well,
to me.
the bumper should be like nickel, not painted black.
Oh, okay. Could have fooled me. Oh, wait a minute, you've got a 1928 license plate there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the original? No.
Just one I picked up.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. How does it ride? It must be pretty stiff.
Good. Has a rumble seat.
Rumble seat. What's that?
You don't know what a rumble seat is? From here to here and
All right, hang on, not so fast. Wait a minute, you guys know this car. I don't. All right, so you go from the ground up to this. Boy, that first step is a big step.
and that seat isn't the proper seat.
But that's so
it won't
if so you can get in there and
Well, it worked for the kids.
kids. Yeah, I guess you couldn't be my size. I'm a little bit big for that, but I guess I could squeeze myself in.
Yeah,
You got the wind in your hair too.
Oh yeah.
And there's a spare tire. Good grief. Talk about skinny. Diameter on that thing is...
The gas tank is back here. That's the gas gauge.
That's the gas gauge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see. All right. And then the filler is over here. Okay. It looks really good. Well, why don't you show us the inside of it? It's not all that big.
No, not a very big car.
Not much in the way of gauges. There's what, an oil pressure gauge and a
Ammeter,
temperature
oil
gauge,
pressure.
ammeter. Okay, yeah. And then a speedometer, and that's kind of it, isn't
Yeah.
it? So there's no temperature gauge. You
No.
just look to see if you're losing. Nice choke.
Choke and the light switch is right
Okay.
there. That's the light switch.
Okay. Now, do you, electric start or crank start?
No, well, electric start,
Oh, okay, okay.
but we've cranked it lots of times.
Okay, so what's the horsepower on the engine?
About 28 horsepower.
Okay, so it just pushes it along really.
Oh, yeah.
Can you show us the engine?
Sure.
Okay, let me get in from this side, I think, because if I stand in the way, I'll make a shadow there. Okay, generator and nice little force. It's sort of easy to work on compared to today's cars.
And on the other side, it has a vacuum tank. The gas is pulled from the back of the car up by vacuum.
Uh-huh.
Then it runs gravity to the carburetor.
Gravity to the carburetor.
Out from the vacuum. That's the vacuum tank. Right there.
Okay, well we'll open the other side, but let me just get a picture of that horn. That's a fine horn back in there. Okay, let me just. Ah, yes, okay, there's the that vacuum tank you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so that line here goes to the
Gas tank.
gas tank.
Mm-hmm.
And the vacuum is, what, from the intake manifold?
Yep. And this goes on up to the windshield wipers are also run by vacuum.
Okay. And there's another shot of that horn. So that carburetor's way down underneath here.
Mm-hmm. That's a Zenith carburetor off Model A Ford.
Off a Model A. Oh. Can we start it up?
There's no water in it.
Well, I just
It won't hurt.
won't do.
Turn it down.
That's good. And there's another shot of our Whippet emblem. So now you've driven it all over, I take it. Do you go on motor trips with this thing, or?
Not too far. Well, this past summer, I first went with Gravener.
Okay.
Down the automotive show in Gull Lake Park.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah.
And,
Are there many others like this in the region?
Whippets.
Yeah.
I talked to a fellow this summer from Perry Sound's got one. But I know there's people in Guelph who've got.
So there aren't many.
No, there's not.
Not many left, and
There
and
was a
that's
lot made.
made in Toronto. My gosh.
Most of them were made in Toledo, Ohio.
And then brought in, I guess, to Canada.
Well, no, I think the parts were shipped to Toronto was just assembled in Toronto.
Oh, just assembled in Toronto, okay.
And one of the big differences between a Canadian-made one and a U.S. one, this one has 21-inch tires. If it was a U.S. car, it would be 19-inch tires.
19-inch tires. So we had a little bit more ground clearance.
That's right. That's right.
The bumps were higher.
Yeah, the bumps were higher. The stumps were, yeah, there's stump. When they cut the,
were higher.
well, I thought they cut the stumps a little bit higher off the ground in Canada than they did in the States. Or maybe our bumps were
Well,
bigger.
I think they tried to get rid of them.
Well, that's wonderful. It's nice. It's a really nice car, and it's really nice that you've kept it.
He debated what he'd do, and I said, well, he kept it this long, so we rented a garage for it, and the other car sat outside.
Oh, even better. I mean, this deserves a really good home.
Wow, I mean, he's had it for so long.
Well, 60 years, yeah.
Our son will eventually end up with it.
Well, congratulations, Cliff. That's great. Thank you.